what's up? Today I want to talk to you about one of the biggest sticking points in game that has nothing to do with skill set. And it's this, not knowing what you want. Specifically, I'm talking about not knowing the exact type of girl you want and not specifically going after that, okay? Planning, like having no plan at all, is essentially planning to fail. Random, haphazard efforts will get you random, haphazard results. If you want laser sharp, focused results on getting what you want, you need to first define what that is. Now, a lot of guys are like, oh, I just want a hot girl. What does that mean to you? What does that even mean? Everybody has a different definition of a hot girl. Everybody has a different definition of the type of personality they want, the type of culture they want in a girl, etc., etc., etc. And yes, you will be surprised as you go. You will evolve, and I'll talk about that in a minute in this video. But if you don't start out knowing what you want, or at least knowing what you think you want in the first place, you'll never achieve that, and then you'll continue thinking that's what you want, not getting it, being frustrated, etc., etc., etc. Okay? So here's what you need to do. Specify as exactly as you possibly can what type of girl do you want, right? Specify, is she educated, not educated? Is she thin, or is she more athletic build? What hobbies does she have? What are her political views? What is her background? What ethnicity is she? What city does she live in, right? And if you're not in a place where you can find those type of girls and your goal is to meet those type of girls, get yourself to a place where those girls exist, all right? Also ask yourself, what does that girl value? What does that girl value, right? Let's say that you are a like rocker type guy and you want like the super preppy type girl. Well, maybe you have to change, maybe you don't, but at least you should know that what you're doing is not congruent with that aim, right? Now, you may get her on pure value, you may get her on good game, but at least know that, you know, you aren't directing your efforts in a focused manner towards that particular girl's blueprint, because the things that she has grown up valuing, the things she's likely to gravitate towards, are not necessarily the things that you are bringing to the table, right? Or for example, say that you want really sporty girls, but you weigh 300 pounds and it's not 300 pounds of muscle. Well, you may have, you know, to get in the gym in order to get those girls. Not because of a value thing, not because of like an overweight thing, but because it's their value system. It's what they're into, and if you have a common hobby with them, things are gonna get a lot easier and a lot better, right? If you don't have that common hobby, things might not. Also, they might view your being out of shape as a lack of discipline, lack of ambition, lack of commonality, etc., etc. The point is, you're not fitting in with their inherent perception of what they're looking for in a guy, so you're making your job significantly harder, okay? So you need to figure this stuff out. Do you want tall models, or do you want more of the porn star type build? There are some cities that cater to one, some cities that cater to another. Now, I'm not saying you have to uproot yourself and change your whole job necessarily to get those type of girls, but I am saying if you have a choice between moving for your job to a city where they exist and a city where they don't, you will increase your possibilities by moving to the city where your type of girl exists, okay? So think ahead, right? Strategy beats tactics any day of the week, right? If you have great game, but you're putting yourself in no situation to meet the type of girls you're into, you're actually probably gonna do worse than a guy with like mediocre game that is constantly surrounded by the type of girls he wants, right? So plan ahead. One of the biggest drivers to your success is going to be that plan. What I suggest is this: make the most explicit, excruciating list you possibly can. Even get it down to like hair color. Get it down to like where she went to school. Now, it's quite possible that if you're like, oh, I want a girl that went to Stanford and she went to like Princeton instead, you'll probably deal with that, right? But the point is, I want you to get as specific as you possibly can, and have that idea in your head, because by having that idea, you're actually going to achieve it. Now, something funny is gonna happen once you do this. You will start getting the type of girls that you thought you wanted, and you're gonna find out that's not actually the type of girls that you wanted after all. And that's a good thing, because that's gonna help you adjust your model. As you adjust your model, you're gonna get better and better results, and you're gonna hone in more and more on exactly the type of girl you want. Hey, excuse me. Sorry, no bother you. You had the most like elegantly sweet look going on with like the look and the flower. I had to, I would have been remiss if I did not say hi and come see if you're very cool.
Thanks.
Hi, I'm Todd.
I guess I am.
You guess you are? Okay, so cool and modest?
Yeah, sure.
I don't know. I'm intrigued by you because you look so like cleanly elegant.
Oh, I came from work. That's
really?
Probably why, and I look disgusting right now. So thank you.
Right. Well, you know, if this is you at disgusting, that's a good resume builder for the future. Are you, I guess, headed home then, or what's your story?
I'm going
Okay, yeah, I have to go do some work stuff right now anyway.
Cool.
I assume you come to this area I mean, you work here, right? So you're here a bit? Well, sometime, I wish I had more time to get to know you, so I'd like be able to say something not superficial about you.
Okay.
But you do seem to have, I guess, personality, sense of humor, a little bit.
I do.
How do you feel sometime when you're not running off home and I'm not running off to work about, I don't know, drinks with a cute boy?
Sure.
Fair? Okay, fair. Cool. I'll put you on my actual personal phone, not my work phone. I won't treat you like work. What is your number? Actually. Now, how do I know this process of constantly honing in on what you actually want is what's going to happen for you? It's because that's what happened for me and every single person I know who ever got good at game. Okay? What's going to happen is you kind of need to get it out of your system. At first you're going to think, oh, I want to date models. Date the models, you figure out, oh, well, maybe they're, a little vapid and boring. Be like, oh, I want those girls that are like successful in business. Well, maybe they're a little too serious for you. I thought personally that I wanted these girls with these like amazing resumes that did everything kind of by the book. And what I realized is they were kind of boring and they followed the rules a little too much, and I didn't like that. But the point is, for me to now meet girls that I do want to know and develop a great relationship with them, it helps that I did that other stuff first. It helps that I got it out of my system, because by getting it out of my system, by figuring out that's not what I want, now when I am in a positive relationship, I'm not thinking, oh, maybe the grass is greener over there. I'm thinking, you know what? I got into this with my eyes wide open and I know exactly what I want, exactly what I need, and exactly what makes me happy. So even if that process of honing in and defining what you want doesn't get you there right away, it is a process and it will get you to the right outcome, the right answer eventually, and the process itself is necessary. It's better to have that process than it would be even to skip directly to the answer. However, you cannot be haphazard. If you're haphazard and just going every which way, you're never going to get there in the first place.